Hello everyone, my name is John, and today I'm going to talk about 5 investing lessons that I've personally learned throughout this year in 2022, and hopefully these lessons are valuable to you to build a better mental model for investing going forward in 2023 and beyond. As the year come to a close and I was pondering about what have I achieved this year, it made me realize the mistakes I've made more clearly, and some of these mistakes were a repeat of what I used to make in the past, and therefore I thought that producing this video would be beneficial for you as an investor, as an entrepreneur, to try to minimize these mistakes. We are only human. To err is human. Obviously, all of us hate mistakes. We want to avoid them as much as possible. But I think if we don't reflect as much and lean deeper into the meaning of those mistakes and why we make them, and not from a logical perspective, but more so from an emotional perspective, I think that's how we can try to avoid those mistakes in the future. So these are my 5 main tips. Lesson number 1, don't fall into the herd mentality. What do I mean by this? The blind leading the blind. And if you surround yourself with people that obviously are your friends, smart, you consider intelligent, have a certain value set, whatever they say doesn't necessarily mean it's true. They have their own biases, their own perspectives on certain things. And what they pass on as fact, which may even be an opinion, is not actually validated. But why we tend to fall into this herd mentality is not because we are not smart or capable, is that we've not done enough work. And humans, including myself, tend to be very, very lazy. Obviously, we try to find mental shortcuts. And that's when we have this fallacy or tendency to actually fall into the herd mentality. The guy that sounds the smartest, the guy who has had a previous track record, we tend to be influenced by their actions and by their thought process, and therefore we forget our own independent thinking and independent work. How do you apply this is really coming to tip or lesson number 4 later, where you have to find your niche. But lesson number 1 is be aware that when you are not doing enough work and not having the confidence to make a decision, we tend to fall into herd mentality, and sometimes we have to be rational, be cognizant about it. Lesson number 2, what's the business? Simple question, but super underrated. As mentioned earlier, I invested into crypto that a little bit more than what I should have. I broke my own rule. And I always had this nagging question whenever I asked opinion from the experts was, how do they make money to sustain the high yield payout? Now, I'm very sure among your circle of friends, if you're investors, some of them may have invested in some kind of trust, some kind of agar wood, some kind of forex trading that promise high returns and high yields, or even gold trading. So here's the basic question that you ask. If they can pay 20, 30, sometimes 10% a month on yields based on this investment scheme, why are they not keeping the profits to themselves? Now, if you follow the rule of 72, if you're compounding at 20% a month, you're actually doubling your money every 3.5 months, So if it's such a profitable business, why would he or she or the investment scheme require so much investors' money to come in to grow the so-called business? And that's where, as I reflected, right, if I had trust my spidey senses, for the lack of a better word, and stuck to that tenet of what is the business? How do they make money? Credit will be given to those like the Apples of this world, the Amazons of this world that return shareholder returns in excess of the cost of capital. So I know it's a little bit of, sorry, I shouldn't use jargon, but amount of money given to them, they can return 10, 20% a year. But 10, 20% a month, and these are like huge global businesses, can't even do it. And someone with an investment scheme come up to you and say they can do it, don't you find that a little bit puzzling? Come on, guys, these are the best operators in the world. Microsoft, Amazon, all these great business, Google, right? Here they are, they can only return business returns of 10, 20, even sometimes 30%. Even 30% a year is considered crazy, right? And yet, we have someone telling us that can return 10, 20% a month. Please trust your spidey senses. Please trust the basic question of what is a business and stick to that. If anyone cannot answer you convincingly that that business model can actually bring in that kind of returns to pay that kind of yields, I let you connect the dots. So lesson number 2, what's the business? Lesson number 3, market always move in cycles. Now, remember the tech euphoria early this year or early last year? Once the glove mania actually died down, the tech mania actually happened because of the accelerated adoption of technology, and all these tech stocks were flying. We were running short of chips. And then it started tumbling down, quarter 3, quarter 4 of this year. Is this something that is new? No, it's something that has happened in the past before. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is the Bursa Malaysia Tech Index. You don't make money when you join the euphoria once it's up. You only make money when it's down, when it's forgotten, when people don't have any hope for it anymore. And I'm going to show you an index, what I actually mean by this. This is something produced by CNN. It's called the Fear and Greed Index. And right now, what is being measured, it's actually in the fear zone. You swing the hardest and you will make money when it is in extreme fear or fear. In 2008 or in 1997, the Asian financial crisis, people were pricing businesses as if they were going out of business the year after. But what happened after that? And this is where, as an investor, greedy when the market is fearful, like what Warren Buffett said, and fearful when the market is greedy, is such a simple tenet. But how many of us are going to apply it? For me, I salivate every time I see, market crashes, businesses become so cheap as if they're going out of business. That's exactly when you should swing. And rather than trying to say, wait till it goes lower and lower, I think what you can start doing is start nibbling rather than waiting for the ultimate crash, because you will never know when the market will turn. Obviously, we are seeing a lot of signs that it's pointing towards a recession. Obviously, we are seeing economists calling all of this out. But for those of you in despair because your portfolio is in the red, fret not, there's always sunshine at the end of the rainbow. For those of you who are holding so much cash that you're waiting for that ultimate bottom, good luck in trying to find the real bottom, because sometimes it may upswing so fast that you may not even realize it. So I think what I'm trying to imply is that be fearful and be more fearful when the market is down, but don't try to catch the bottom all the time. Nobody can time the market absolutely perfectly. Be invested, but be prepared to plow in when it is at its maximum pessimism. Lesson number 3. Lesson number 4. Riches are made in niches. Most conventional investing wisdom will tell you diversify your portfolio or diversify into different or various asset classes. While some of it is true, if you only have a portfolio of 10,000 ringgit, how are you going to diversify? Even if it's at 100,000 ringgit, how on earth are you going to diversify across many asset classes? And that's where, against conventional wisdom, I really think riches are made in niches, where if you focus on a particular asset class, let's just say you are very good at flipping properties, understanding the property markets, having an edge over other investors, focus. I took my eye off the ball in stocks. There was an allure of crypto. The people surrounding me was all into crypto, and I took my eye off the ball. And it's not their fault. It was my fault, because my choice of allowing that to happen. And then I looked back and reflected. If I had stayed focused into my specialty, my expertise of equity, I would have come out much more unscathed as compared to the losses I've made. It's not easy because it's an ego. It's a detriment to your ego, because you would think that you would understand. You're intelligent enough to pick out new things. But it's also humility to say, I really don't know this. Let's stick with what I know. and try to focus on that. So this ego game, again, is not so much logic. It's more about humility and knowing yourself and knowing what to stick to what you know best and admit that you may not know everything. So lesson number 4, and I don't know, let me know in the comments if this reflects to you. It's a humbling experience for me, having lost that 6-figure sum. But again, it's not the logical part that will get you on the right path, but it's more of the emotional realization and awareness. Lesson number 5, live life outside of investing, outside of entrepreneurship, work, outside of serious stuff, because life is all about a balance. And when you're so hard up and so focused about just investing or making money as an entrepreneur or as an employee to get promoted, we sometimes go into this tunnel vision. Not sometimes, all the time we go into this tunnel vision. And by not maintaining that balance, you do not develop a wider perspective about life, about how you should live your life according to your boundaries, your rules, and your mental fortitude. I guess this is something that I'm appreciating more and more as I have 2 children that are growing up. I have friends that some of them have just recently passed away, close friends. In life, yes, monetary optionality is great. But what is monetary optionality when you cannot spending on people you trust, people you love, people you empathize with, people that return that love? And it's not quantifiable. It's more qualitative in nature. But those are the things that matter more in terms of just money. So if you have children, family members that are going through a tough phase in life, and you miss those out because of business opportunities, or that you had a project at work that you had to strive upon and to achieve, you can't actually buy those moments back with money. And that's why, ironically, you make money and you save and you invest, because you have the optionality to buy some of those moments. Like, for example, some people don't want to send their cars to car wash because they think expensive. Some people don't want to buy a dryer at home because, why should I be spending money to dry my clothes when I have, perfect sunshine in the tropical weather in Malaysia? And I think that kind of mindset is something that the rich have actually embraced, and they are more than willing to pay for a driver, pay for a maid, pay for menial tasks to be handled by other people, because time is a finite element, and you, as an investor, as an entrepreneur, you want to live life outside of investing, and you get money from investing to give you that optionality. I hope I'm making sense. Don't be blinded by just being frugal, live fire life. What's the meaning to life? Don't be just following the herd mentality. Oh, everyone wants to live on fire, live on ringgit a day, whatever. Then when health issues come out because you wanted to save on not eating good food, good quality food, who's going to pay for that? It's actually you. And medical bills, trust me, I'd rather not pay on medical bills, but I'd rather pay on a more balanced diet today, and to have enough sleep and to have enough exercise, rather than paying for it in the future, where it's actually a snowball effect, because I did not take care of my body, I did not take care of my mental health, I did not take care of my relationship. So for me, this is actually very, very meaningful. And maybe because I have family members that have gone through health crises this year, and it's a wake-up call, and I hope that you don't have to reach that wake-up call to realize this. So lesson number 5, live life, guys. And hopefully this video has brought benefit to you. If it did, looking forward to you being a subscriber of the channel, share with your friends and family, hitting that like button and hitting that notification bell. I'm likely going to produce a video next week on my outlook for 2023. I know everyone's doing that, but I just wanted more time to reflect, to see what I call everlasting themes on not just investing in 2023, but beyond that. So looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Let me know what you think about your investing themes for next year. Let me know in the comments as well about why you should be a better investor and what you think that are lessons that you've learned that I may have missed out of these 5 lessons. See you guys in the next video.